The scariest part about your life is that you think you're making choices, but you're not. At least not the way that you think you are. Let me blow your mind, because what I'm about to share is one of those jaw-dropping, flip your world upside down kind of things about the connection between the mind and the body. And when you really get this one idea, it will change the way that you navigate your life and every choice that you make going forward. Are you ready? Here it is. The next decision that you're about to make, it was already decided, and you don't even realize it yet. Now, here's why that should concern you. Because if you don't understand this, you could be living your entire life on autopilot, ordering food that you don't actually want, saying yes when deep down you'd rather say no, reaching for comfort in ways that might be causing more distress than support, all because you're mistaking thoughts for actual conscious choices. And the scariest part, you don't even notice it's happening. Let's unpack that. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Josh. I've been a yoga and meditation teacher for nearly 20 years. And although yoga is often thought of as a physical practice, my obsession has always been with the mind and yoga philosophy. And what I'm going to share with you today is one of the most overlooked aspects of yoga, but it's absolutely central to how we make decisions. So there's this ancient text called the Yoga Sūtras of Patanjali. It's like the holy grail of yoga philosophy, and it has a little secret built into its structure, which I honestly wish more people knew, because it makes the understanding of the text so much easier. Here's the secret. Are you ready? The very first word of the very first sentence of each chapter lays out the main idea of that chapter entirely. I'll say that again, because it's huge. The first word of the first sentence of each chapter reveals the main idea of that entire chapter. For now, let's just look at chapter 1. And that first word is the Sanskrit word Atha. Atha means now, the present moment, the ability to actually be where you are, not just physically, but mentally as well. I could actually do an entire video on this one word, so drop a comment if you'd like to see that. Sounds simple, right? But let's test it. I want you to keep your mind on your breath and don't think about a pink elephant. Did you? Probably, because the mind thinks. That's what it does, even when we tell it not to. And while the mind thinks, we also feel things, sometimes that we can't control. You may have felt confused, uncertain, joyful, playful, annoyed. And here's where the tension builds. When we get stuck in that loop of thought, we drown out feeling. And we start missing the most important information our body is trying to send us. And here's where it gets wild. Your gut has its own mini brain called the enteric nervous system. It's wired directly to your main brain through the vagus nerve. You can think of this as your body's telephone line. That line is constantly buzzing with information. Tension in your belly, butterflies before a date, that sinking feeling in your stomach when something bad's about to happen. These sensations show up before your mind can put them into words. But here's the problem. Most of us don't pick up on that call. We ignore it, we override it, we keep living in our heads, and that's when life starts to feel off. A little anxious, stuck, unclear. So what's the way out of this? This is exactly what the yoga tradition has been teaching for thousands and thousands of years. That word Atha, now, isn't just about being mindful. It's a doorway, a way to reconnect the mind with the body's wisdom, a way to tune back into the telephone line. Yoga offers us many different methods to bring the mind back to the present moment. We can use the body through movement, we can use the breath through pranayama, meditation, reflection, journaling, chant. Use the countless tools that we have to return back to this moment again and again. Because there will always be pink elephants in makeup, wearing tutus, juggling bowling balls. You see what I did there? The distractions will always be out there. So the practice is to keep coming back. Back to the body, back to the breath, back to the here and the now. Here's what modern research shows. Your body can sense or decide up to 6 seconds before your mind catches on. Think about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 whole seconds. So you're sitting at a restaurant staring at the menu, the pasta looks good, so does a fresh salad, you're thinking it over, but the truth, your body may have already known what it wants. Your mind is just lagging behind, and this gap is so dangerous because often instead of listening to what our body wants, what it's telling us, we let habits take over. We eat the pizza not because we want it, but because it's tied to fun. We shop not because we need more things, but because we crave the little hit of dopamine when we check out. We drink a cocktail not because our body asks for it, but because the mind insists it's the only way to relax and unwind. This is why yoga defines itself as the practice of bringing the mind to the present moment. Because when you do that, you start to hear again. You stop reacting to the noise and you start responding to wisdom. Yoga gives us actually a formula for closing that gap between the head and the gut, between patterns and our full presence, between autopilot and awareness. So let me leave you with this. Yes, your body is already 6 seconds ahead of your mind, but that doesn't mean that you're powerless. It means that you have an incredible opportunity. Every time you pause, breathe, and tune in, you're picking up that telephone line. You're letting the wisdom of your body guide your choices instead of letting your mind repeat its old scripts. That way, the next decision that you make isn't just a reflex, it's your decision. Because the truth is, it was already there waiting inside of you. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. I look forward to seeing you again.